King down the lane.
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La
And
Salle.
all alone. Scott got it. Great look by Coach Vic to break down the defense.
Hello and welcome to an overcast Saturday morning here in Greencastle, Indiana, where we have the Putnam County Tournament. 4 teams, South Putnam, North Putnam, Cloverdale, and the host school Greencastle squaring off in a series of sorts to determine the best in the county. It's been a tough stretch for these 4 teams. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Folt alongside Coach Lance Scheib here on the ISC Sports Network. And Coach, tough stretch so far, but bit of a chance to play for some pride in the county here near the end of the season.
Well, I tell you what, anytime you get county matchups and you get a county tourney, you've got young men that have grown up playing against each other since Little League, have seen each other, know families, and so it's one of those things. Again, wins have been kind of hard to come by all 4 teams playing today, so it should be a very evenly matched Putnam County tourney, and it should be just, I think, a great day for baseball.
Check.
It is a little overcast. It's cooled off since this past week, which it's been a real scorcher over the past few days, but kind of a nice morning here to start out the weekend, as the first game of the day is Cloverdale and South Putnam. This is your pregame show brought to you by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 60 years. Visit them online at www.weendeavor.com. Let's show you the defensive starters brought to you by McAllister Cat Rentals. If you are looking to move dirt, move materials, or get 80 feet in the air, then McAllister's has the equipment you need to get the job done right. Visit them online at McAllistersRentals.com. There you see the defensive starters for South Putnam. There in the field first with Hunter Crone on the mound, facing Parker Watts to start things off at the dish for Cloverdale. 1-0 to start things off. Watts is on the bump for Cloverdale when they take the field.
Like the way Mike, again, love our view. I talked about this earlier before the game. I just like to be able to see, how both pitchers are going to work the game today. Looks like Hunter is really trying to keep things outside and really keep it away from the batters early.
Righty versus righty matchup to start things off. And Watts is down 1-2. Crone out of the windup. And there you go, missing outside. There's that breaking ball from Crone. First time we've seen it today. Watts stretching out to get that one. Barely got a piece of it. Protecting that zone and not leaving anything up to chance.
Be anxious just to see how today's matchup goes for Cloverdale. They're fairly young. They struggled to find wins. Coach Bass was concerned about his pitching just because of the fact he'd lost his 1 and 2 starters, and I believe he talked about during the week 8 of 12 on the varsity, had never had any varsity experience. So these type of setups, even though it's been a trying year for his ball club, the experience they'll gain this year, they'll definitely use for the future.
Watts battling in the at-bat. And looks at a close miss there from Crone. It's a full count here to start things off. A good at-bat from the leadoff man for Cloverdale. Seeing a lot of pitches, doing his job. He draws a leadoff walk, so 1 man aboard here in the top of the first for Cloverdale. It brings up TJ Hagamazi.
And the one thing you talked about, Mike, I think is so important early on is, great job by Watts of making Crone do a lot just to get a walk here, but he stayed alive. and really, was able to get a pretty good feel for what Hunter's trying to do. And again, talked about earlier, really working outside in, really trying to stay away and stay on the far third of the plate.
So 2 throwovers in a row to check on Parker Watts over there at first. Jackson Wood covering the bag for South Putnam. Agamazi lines one into center, a base knock. Watts trying to make it to third. Head first slide, he's in time. Hagamasi will hustle over to second. So 2 men in scoring position for Cloverdale after a line drive into center field from TJ Hagamazi.
Great contact by TJ, just went with the pitch and again didn't try to fight anything. Great base running by Hunter there, getting to third, and then TJ seeing the overthrow, able to get into scoring position as you talked about.
Nick Winders at the plate. Center field for Cloverdale.
I believe Nick played football, because I know we had a game of theirs earlier in the season, and I know Nick was one of their running backs off of their game that we called earlier this fall season.
He's got a 1-1 count facing Crone. Chopper over to the right side as we'll bring in a run from third base. Then Hagamazi punched out at third base. Nice heads-up baseball there from the first baseman Jackson Wood after Tanner Pastelli at second made the out.
Food, shelter,
Over
fast
third.
Wi-Fi.
Great contact, great job of getting the run in, and then just that inexperience on the base pass really cost Cloverdale there.
So 2 outs. Cloverdale does take a 1-0 lead though. RBI ground out from Winders to bring up Tice Jackson, the catcher. Bad miss from Crone as the bases are empty. High flyer into shallow center. Calling off everybody and making the catch is Dylan Crone, the center fielder. So 3 outs, a double play from the infield of South Putnam. A bit unorthodox as they got the out at first and then made a tag at third. But Cloverdale jumps out to a 1-0 lead when we come back for the bottom of the first inning.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Parker Wells scored last inning for Cloverdale, and now he's on the mound. Pitching here in the bottom of the first. Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament here at Greencastle High School. South Putnam to the plate. They made a nice double play in the field a half inning ago to tag out an unsuspecting runner at third. And then Hunter Crone worked a harmless fly ball, but not before Cloverdale struck first blood in the first.
I just like the way that Cloverdale was so aggressive on the plate, and I really felt like they really made Hunter work in that first or the bottom of the first here. I'll be anxious just to see how Watts does here as he gets his turn on the mound.
Cloverdale very aggressive at the plate. We'll see if South Putnam follows suit. It'll be Aiden LeBlanc to lead things off, the catcher for South Putnam.
Leading off the bottom first for the Eagles, the catcher, number 4, Aiden LeBlanc.
We have North Putnam and Greencastle in the game right after this. And then the championship game to decide the winner of the county tournament. Watts misses up and in. Parker Watts looks like he's bringing maybe a bit more heat than his counterpart for South Putnam, Hunter Crone. As Watts zips a fastball in for strike one. Off speed, hits LeBlanc. There's a man on first.
LeBlanc didn't make too much effort to get out of the way there. I'm not. That was always one of the things that is kind of curious with the game here. Is again, he has every right to be where he is as a hitter. But again, I really like you talked about earlier, Mike. I really like Watts seems to have a little more heat, a little more presence on the mound than we saw from South Putnam.
So now it's the second baseman, Tanner Pistelli. Pinch running for South Putnam's catcher on the bases. Aiden LeBlanc is his brother, Michael LeBlanc, number 1. Watts has missed a couple times here early up and in to right-handed hitters. One of them, of course, hitting the leadoff man for South Putnam. Runner going, and LeBlanc makes it to second with no throw.
Like the way Coach Rhodes has come out early on after the hitter got hit. A little hit and run action there. The ball by Watts was out of the strike zone. The catcher had a little trouble fielding it, so great job of being aggressive early.
Grounder right side, and that was, I believe, the shortstop, Blevins, who couldn't make the play. And now there's a bit of a rundown. LeBlanc tagged out, heading back to third. This is a young South Putnam team, and that was a underclassman mistake there, running the bases from Michael LeBlanc.
Mike, we've seen that really from both teams early on, and I don't know if that's just nerves or, just inexperience or probably a little bit of both, but all of a sudden got no man's land, and there was really nowhere to go, and great job by Cloverdale of closing out the deal here.
Tice Jackson, the catcher, ran him down, so now there's one out. And a man on second, and another batter gets plunked by Watts. This time, it's Braden DeMorit.
Batting for the first baseman, number 14, Jackson Wood.
First and second for the first baseman, Jackson Wood of South Putnam.
We talked about Watts having a little bit more heat, probably a little bit more control issues, and I'm always curious how the batters approach that when you've seen a couple guys hit early. I'm not sure how much you want to dig in when it comes to at least early at bats against Watts, because right now he is bringing a little bit more heat, but he is a little bit more wild at this point in the game.
Certainly been missing inside, to say the least, as Wood fouls one back. Not afraid to come right at a right-handed hitter.
Again, control issues can be both a positive and a negative. It certainly will get South Putnam's attention. But again, as part of the game. It's something these kids have grown up with, and shouldn't faze them too much.
Wood fouls one off. High fly ball into left center. Playable. Catch is made. Center fielder Nick Winders there on the scene.
Tell you what, Nick, either the outfielders there weren't communicating, but they almost had a collision. Nick, I think, had the right play on the ball, but I'm not sure that they were communicating properly, because that could have been disastrous for Cloverdale.
That was Nick Holland left, who was right next to Winders when he made the catch. Hayden Switzer to the plate now for South Putnam. As there you see off the bat of Jackson Wood. Winders and Hull both going for it, and almost a scary play. Switzer's down 0-2 after a foul ball out of play.
Both teams have been very aggressive early on hitting, and again, I love the idea of trying to produce runs early. Both teams have been struggling, just looking for any type of success.
Switzer goes down swinging, and the catcher Tice Jackson couldn't squeeze it, but he throws him out at first nonetheless. So South Putnam wastes an opportunity to get on the board, and they come up scoreless in the first. 1-0 Cloverdale. We'll be back in a bit.
Hits the rim right as the light goes in. And
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and touchdown.
Wow. Denhart looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got Fusich. Look at this one again. Time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Cloverdale with their second chance at the bats here in the top of the second inning. They lead South Putnam 1-0. And Coach, South Putnam had a chance to put a couple runs up on the board, not just one, but maybe 2 or 3 with several men on and less than 2 outs, and they couldn't punch a run across.
Well, I tell you what, both teams have kind of shown some inexperience on the base pass, and I think that's both coaches are worried about that, and we're worried coming into the game. I love the idea that both coaches are being incredibly aggressive on the base pass, but there has to be a fine line. We're still talking about young men with not a lot of varsity experience, even though we're over halfway through the season. Still some uncharacteristical errors there that cost South Putnam there, as you said, Mike, at least a run, probably 2 runs.
Nick Smith to the plate for Cloverdale, facing Hunter Crone in his second inning of work. Smith has a 2-0 count. That fastball fits in, make it 2-1. Like we mentioned, Cloverdale was attacking Crone early, put some balls in play, and made something happen on the base paths to score a run. In that first inning, is we're seeing the opposite here in this at-bat from Nick Smith. He's now taken 2 strikes. And swings and misses at a third. A quick out number 1 for Hunter Crone. That's his first strikeout of the day.
I was anxious here, Mike, with Crone and Watts to see where the strike zone is. Even though, again, it should be similar, different umpires call it differently. And right now, it looks like the Watts getting a lot of attention by the umpire here on the outside corner, and that's where he has really stayed through these first batter and a half.
Shortstop Braden Blevins up now for Cloverdale. And he's quickly down 0-2 after a couple whiffs. We'll see if we get a taste of the off-speed here from Crone.
I think Crone looks a lot more relaxed and more in command than he did the first inning here.
Foul ball up and out of play. Blevins stays alive. There's a softball game going on behind home plate here at the Greencastle Athletic Complex. Blevins floats one out into right. 2 outs. John Hodge making the catch in right field. Crone looking strong here through the middle of the order in the second inning.
Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 16, Jack Haefner.
I was talking with Doug Rainley, athletic director here at Greencastle High School, a long-time 30-year head baseball coach at Kankakee Valley, and told him how impressed I was with the design of the press box here, being able to both call softball and baseball. That's here. Right. And I just, again, the design of being able to do both here. We've got 2 games going on at one time here. Awful, wonderful, busy afternoon here at Greencastle.
Another strikeout for Crone. He finishes off the second. 1-2-3 inning for South Putnam. They'll have their chance at the plate when we come back here on ISC.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Still 1-0 Cloverdale here entering the bottom of the second inning at Greencastle High School in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network. There's Parker Watts on the bump for Cloverdale still. He hit 2 batters back in the first inning but didn't allow a run. Some poor base running from South Putnam allowed Watts and Cloverdale to work out of the jam.
Anxious to see if Watts can settle down as his counterpart did in the bottom part of the second and really took care of Cloverdale 1, 2, and 3. Be anxious to see how Watts answers in the bottom of the second now.
Devin Kashan to the plate, and he whiffs at the first fastball he sees from Parker Watts. Quickly, Watts ahead 0-2. He's been effective when he's kept it right there at the knees. South Putnam hasn't been able to get a good bat on the ball here early. And that trend continues. Strikeout number 2 for Parker Watts as Kashan goes down swinging.
Great job by Watts of working inside and outside there, and again kept it inside on the third strike here, and really has kept, like you talked about, Mike, when he's been at the knees, he's had better control, and he's just throwing strikes.
There's another one right there to his counterpart on the bump, Hunter Crone. There's that breaking ball, and that's been the missing piece from both pitchers here so far. Both been unable to locate that breaker when they get ahead in the count. Could play a factor later when arms are a little more tired. Crone lines one foul there, 1-2.
Hunter trying to help himself a little bit putting the bat on the ball. He's really done a pretty good job through 2 innings of pitching himself.
Close miss there from Watts. Just a little low and away. Two from the righty. Swung on and missed by Crone. So that's 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Parker Watts. 2 in this inning, and he finished off Hayden Switzer with a strikeout last inning as well.
Like you alluded to earlier, Mike, fastballs of both have been great. I'll be anxious to see how long that can last as this game goes on.
John Hodge to the plate for South Putnam, and he takes a ball high. Both teams very aggressive here to start in the first couple innings.
Nice to see both pitchers kind of settling down and settling into a routine. Both got off to kind of a rocky start. Second inning for both has gone much better.
Hodge fouls one back, and he's down on the count 1-2. Parker Watts has pounded that strike zone here in the second. Lived around the knees, and he's bringing a little too much heat for the bottom of the South Putnam lineup. Going for his 4th consecutive K. Just missed maybe a little bit up there to John Hodge, who made a play out in right last half inning. Three up, 3 down. Parker Watts doesn't need any defense here in the bottom of the second. With 3 Ks, he has 4 in a row here today. Let's see if Cloverdale can get the bats going when we come back in the top of the third.
Throws for the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marion. There you go. And why pull out for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
All alone. Scott got it. Great hook by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
The Putnam County Tournament here at Greencastle High School. 1-0 Cloverdale in Game 1. So they lead South Putnam in the top of the third inning. Zach Nees to the plate. He pokes one out to right center. This could be extra bases for Nees. He'll make it to 2. Chasing it back, Dylan Crone hits the cutoff man, and it's a leadoff double here to start the top of the third. For the second baseman for Cloverdale, Zach Nees.
I'll tell you, a great job by Zach. Really, got the whole barrel of the bat on the ball, and just, really a great shot to left center there, and nice way to start the third inning with a double.
Already a man in scoring position for the DH, Corey Bennett.
Square around and bunt.
Always curious, Mike, the philosophy of the different coaches of automatically a guy on second and no outs. All you want to do is advance him. So anything to the right side of the field or a bunt is going to get that done. Doesn't need to with that pass ball.
So Nees up to third. Now a ground ball could potentially score Zach Nees.
So I'll be curious now how Hunter approaches. He needs to have everything inside. He wants to jam that batter, keep the ball on the left side of the infield here to try to hold that runner.
It's 2-1 to Corey Bennett. DH batting in the place of Nick Hull, left fielder. Bennett takes his strike as Crone drops one in. Infield is playing at normal depth here with nobody out. And it's 3-2. A lot of times, especially at the upper levels in a close game, you'll see the coach maybe bring the infield in with less than 2 outs. Bring the infield in on the grass. Not the case here for South Putnam. They are playing a little shallower than normal. As Bennett goes down swinging, a strikeout for Hunter Crone and a big one there.
Great job by Hunter of keeping his poise. 3-2, delivering on a great pitch there. Desperately needed that out.
So now it's Parker Watts to the plate. He could help his case on the mound. Chopper, right side, knees heading home. Throw bounces past the catcher. And Watts will head on to second base. He was at the shortstop, Hayden Switzer, and he one-hopped the man at home plate being Hayden LeBlanc. So a run scores for Cloverdale. It's 2-0.
Hayden got a little excited, shortstop there. Great job of putting the bat on the ball there, Hayden. Great idea, great thought process. Just didn't execute it. Got a little excited and overthrew it, so the ball bounced early and got away from the catcher.
There's still a man on second and still nobody out here for Cloverdale. It's TJ Hagamasi to the plate. He singled his last time up. Bad miss there from Hunter Crone. Watts on up to third. Crone may be a bit rattled here after his infield couldn't make a play behind him. But he still has to pitch to the meat of this Cloverdale order in Hagamasi with Nick Winters on deck. 2-3 of the lineup.
You don't like to hurt yourself here, and that's what Hunter's done with 2 pass balls. I think the game is hard enough. Don't just give things to Cloverdale, and he's done that so far.
Hagamasi fouls one back. It's 2-1. Crone trying to come back in this at-bat. 1 down here in the top of the third. Quick reflexes, a throw to the plate, and Watts is caught in a rundown. How about that play from Hunter Crone?
Great job by Hunter keeping his poise. Poor base running again by Cloverdale. Again, you just can't, with the out situation that Cloverdale had, you just can't bail them out here, and that's exactly what they did. Made it very simple for South Putnam. Great job by Hunter being heads up and cutting off the lead runner.
So 2 down and a man on first for Nick Winters. He watches ball 1.
Again, that inexperienced base running, pause, make the throw go to first if you want to try to attack home, but don't do it off the initial hit.
Well, now we've seen both pitchers here in the top of the third help themselves out a little bit. Parker Watts was able to get a run across at the plate. And then here his counterpart, Hunter Crone, makes a nice defensive play to prevent a run.
I think you're going to see, as the game goes on here, the umpire's been very lenient with the outside call here, and both pitchers need to start living in that zone.
Well, that one was right down the gut
to
Winters. Knocks the count up at 2-2. Hagamasi on first. Crone trying to limit the damage to 1 here in the third. Payoff pitch from Crone. And he misses low. Hagamasi moving on the pitch, but it doesn't matter. It's a walk for Nick Winters. Men on first and second for the cleanup man and catcher Tice Jackson.
Plenty of action early. Pitchers, we've seen a little bit of everything here, but the biggest thing right now is just by both teams, the inexperience on the bases has cost both teams, runs, and really as the game goes on, that could be the difference.
So a visit on the bump to try and settle down Hunter Crone, who has at times here early on looked savvy and gotten some crucial outs, but also has given up a couple free bases, that being his second walk just moments ago. It was a leadoff double from Zach Nees. Started things off here in the third. Crone fools Tice Jackson to make it 0-1. Fly ball into shallow right. Easy play there for the center fielder, Dylan Crone. 3 down as Cloverdale tacks on another run, but South Putnam did their best to limit the damage in the field. The pitcher, Hunter Crone, made himself a nice play at the plate to prevent a run. It's 2-0 Cloverdale when we come back here on ISC.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people. Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
2-0 Cloverdale leading South Putnam here in the first game of the Putnam County Tournament on the ISC Sports Network. Both teams maybe had some chances to tack on a couple more than what the scoreboard shows, but the defense in the field has been aware for the most part and has, for the most part, made plays when they have had to here through the first 2.5 frames, and now it's South Putnam's turn at the plate. They've been held in check by Parker Watts here so far. Last inning was a tough one for South Putnam at the plate. They struck out 3 times. Now it's Dylan Crone to try his luck against Watts.
Yeah, both teams have really done a great job and been heads up on the defense and really have struggled offensively, not with putting the bat on the ball, but more just the logistics of smart base running. And so, again, give credit to both defenses.
1-1 from Watts as Crone tried to sneak one down the third base line, but it dribbles foul. Now we'll have to battle down 1-2.
Love the idea. Kind of caught Cloverdale flat-footed there. Really nice job. Just couldn't quite execute the drag bunt.
Dribbler to the left side. It dies in the grass. Watts with a laser to first. In time for out number 1. Parker Watts fielding his position well.
the athleticism of Parker Watts has been really impressive early on. This ball kind of moves on him, doesn't panic, delivers a strike to first base, and a great job there of keeping his composure and making the play.
So now it's the leadoff man and catcher Aiden LeBlanc for South Putnam, as he almost gets hit for the second time today. That one a little inside from Parker Watts.
Parker just saying hello with that inside
Little
fastball
greeting.
there. Just want to let him know.
Watts has hit
He's
LeBlanc and also Demeret. Two of the more dangerous hitters for South Putnam, though. So if you're going to hit a couple guys on this South Putnam lineup, those would be the two you'd want to plunk and not give a chance to swing the bat. LeBlanc on the year hitting .333, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Demeret hitting .500 for South Putnam. Watts fits one in. 3-1. It's a hitter's count to LeBlanc. Watches another good one go by. Surprising as we've seen both teams be aggressive, you'd think in a hitter's count like the one LeBlanc just had, he'd be swinging away at that fastball. And then he gets caught chasing a high one, maybe up out of the zone. Big strikeout for Parker Watts as he works his way through the leadoff man for South Putnam.
Great job by Parker. Boy, as tempting as that looks on your screen there, it is really hard to catch up to those high fastballs.
Tanner Pastelli swings and misses at strike one. Bottom of the third inning is brought to you by Endeavor E-Tex IT Services. Endeavor E-Tex IT Services can help you with all your computer and technology needs. Available to Endeavor members and the general public, E-Tech offers everything from simple home printer setup to large-scale network development and security. 0-2 to Pastelli. Changeup misses low from Watts. Been mostly fastballs. Pretty much exclusively fastballs from both pitchers here today.
Both have really struggled to control their off-speed pitch, but you still got to be throwing them. I mean, you can't just throw heat the entire time, but they really, I think a big key to this game as it unfolds is which pitcher can gain some control of their off-speed pitch.
Pastelli floats one out of play, stays alive. Second baseman grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up, back in the first. Takes the ball high there, and there's that off speed, that breaker that couldn't quite drop in.
Getting closer there by Watts, and I think the biggest thing right now is, again, don't go away from it. I know early on it hasn't worked for you, but again, if you're going to have a complete game here or have a chance to get through 7, you're going to have to find a way to get that off-speed pitch over the plate.
Nice at-bat from Tanner Pastelli as he was down 0-2, but worked his way back to a full count walk. So now it's Brandon Demeret, who was plunked his last time up. There you see Tice Jackson heading out for a battery conference with his pitcher Parker Watts.
Looks like Watts might be struggling a little bit with either some hamstring or back issues. Keeps wanting to stretch out a little bit in between pitches, which tells me his back or hamstrings are a little tight. Which really could explain, Mike, why he can't get that fast or that off-speed pitch over. He just can't get on top of it enough to get that off-speed pitch over the plate.
Demeret fouls one up out of play, and that's something that's been maybe stressed more over the recent years as you've seen some major league pitchers have such success focusing on that leg drive and focusing on their lower body. And pitchers have become great athletes now at all levels.
Amen. Yeah, I think that's something that I don't think that, baseball in general doesn't get enough credit. I've heard from numerous, and I mean numerous people over the year, the hardest sport to actually execute what you need to do is to hit a baseball. And then these pitchers are getting better and better, as we're seeing here on the big leagues with more no-hitters and low-scoring games. These pitchers are unbelievable athletes. And to be able to have the control to put them where it needs to be, I think sometimes gets lost on how hard a job they really have to do.
Caught in a rundown. Pistelli in trouble, but he slides in safely to second. A high throw from the first baseman, TJ Hagamazi, was not in time to peg out Pistelli, who was moving on the pickoff move from Parker Watts.
Probably going to give TJ an error there, but he really had to wait on the shortstop to get there. Couldn't make the throw early enough, and ultimately great job of beating out the throw.
Won't matter as Watts makes the play with his glove and flips it to Hagamazi for out number 3. So another scoreless inning for Parker Watts and Cloverdale. They lead South Putnam 2-0.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
2-0 Cloverdale over South Putnam here in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament. As South Putnam has been unable to put up anything on the boards, as Watts has been strong on the mound for Cloverdale over the past few innings. And now Cloverdale can add to their lead here in the top of the 4th, facing Hunter Crone. At the plate, it's the third baseman, Nick Smith. Bad miss from Crone there. We've seen a couple of those here today.
Just a bit outside.
I tell you what, overall, I thought Hunter did a great job. Innings 2 and 3. Be anxious to see if he can gain back that poise and that control. And because again, he's not pitched a bad game. His defense has been solid. Been heads up. Could have been a lot worse but for some poor base running by Cloverdale.
Chopper to the third base side. Demaret is there and makes the play, throwing it across the diamond. 1 out.
Nice job by Demaret to attack the ball, get on the second hop, and make the easy throw over to first base.
Next batter, the shortstop, Braden Blevins.
We've seen that side of the infield, that left side, has played some tricky hops here early. We saw Parker Watts coming off the mound, kind of over pursue a dribbler to that side, and there the third baseman for South Putnam, Brandon Demaret, was a little cautious coming at that ball in his approach. Braden Blevins to the plate now, the shortstop for Cloverdale. Blevins takes strike 1.
As sporadic as both pitchers have been at times, I think it's a great idea to make them throw a first strike before you really want to dig in there.
An easy walk there for Braden Blevins. Cloverdale has a man on first here with Jack Havener coming to the plate. He struck out his last time up facing Crone. That was to end the inning back in the 2nd.
Great job by Blevins in general to get on base I think that's the thing right now that that Cloverdale's done a really good job of putting pressure on that South Putnam defense. Looks like we're going to have a little meeting at the mound.
Another little powwow. Talked to Hunter Crone, who's looked like he has shown some, maybe not signs of fatigue here in the top of the fourth, but he certainly had some uncharacteristic misses. Threw one behind a batter. And keep in mind that play at home plate back, and I believe it was the second inning when Hayden Switzer, the shortstop for South Putnam, had a chance to throw out a Cloverdale base runner at the plate, but couldn't make the throw in time. And that was another piece of bad base running, you could say, is typically it's inadvisable to run on in that situation. It looks like Switzer had plenty of time to make the throw, but couldn't connect with the catcher LeBlanc at home to get the out. Ground ball right side through the infield. Blevins all the way to third.
First baseman got kind of caught in between hops there, couldn't quite make the play. Great base running by Cloverdale, and Blevins getting men on first and third, putting even more pressure on the South Putnam defense. I think that's probably the most frustrating thing, again, if you're South Putnam, is a lot of the things that have gone on have been self-inflicted.
Zach Nees lines one into center. A run will score. Havener stays at second base. So an error from Jackson Wood over at first base for South Putnam puts men on the corners, and then Zach Nees with his second base knock of the day brings in the third run for Cloverdale.
Great contact by Nees, just went with the pitch again, didn't try to force anything. Great job of base running, of advancing your runners. And again, again, nothing fancy by Cloverdale, but just enough to advance their runners.
So we do have a pitching change as out goes Hunter Crone. Three 0 Cloverdale.
John Hodge is now pitching for South Putnam. Hunter Crone moves to right field.
Looks like John Hodge is our new pitcher here, Mike.
Hodge coming in from right field. So there'll be some defensive shakeups as well.
Kind of a rough outing for Hunter here. Again, not all his doing. Defense certainly didn't help him a lot. His wild pitches didn't help himself. But again, it's one of those things that, again, you've got to have some live arms, especially when you have a chance to play two games here on the same day. And I know Hunter's disappointed for his outing, but again, did some things really well there. But overall lack of control really was his downfall.
So 3-0 here in the top of the fourth. There's 1 out and 2 on. Up comes the DH, Corey Bennett, who struck out facing Hunter Crone his last time up. First pitch from Hodge finds the zone.
Anxious to see how Hodge does trying to get out of this scenario.
Bennett whiffs on strike 2. Hodge trying to keep it low and away here. The first batter that he has seen. And he strikes out Corey Bennett. Big strikeout with a runner in scoring position. Good start to the day for John Hodge in his outing in relief. Brings up the leadoff man, Parker Watts, who has walked and grounded into a fielder's choice so far here today.
Anxious to see if Watts can help his cause.
Ground ball left side, Switzer to second. Bit of a sketchy play there as they barely beat out Zach Nees at second base with 2 outs. But nonetheless, it ends the inning. Cloverdale tacks up another run thanks to Zach Nees with a single into center. 3-0 Cloverdale over South Putnam here on ISC.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Cloverdale added to their lead last half inning and now are up 3 on South Putnam here in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament at Greencastle High School. Parker Watts on for another inning of work on the bump for Cloverdale. South Putnam has been unable to get the bats rattling over the past few innings as Watts has been fairly dominant. Allowed a base runner last inning back in the third, but that was just a 2-out walk. He got out of it a couple pitches later. Now facing Jackson Wood, the first baseman for South Putnam. Wood had a ground ball get by him on the right side of the infield last half inning. Ended up costing his team a run.
Anxious to see how Watts, again, he's got to find a way to control and get his off-speed pitch over the plate. If he can do that, he's got a chance because his fastball has been fantastic, especially, as you talked about, Mike, earlier, when he's been down low at the knee level, boy, he has been unhittable.
1-1 misses low just below the knees to Jackson Wood. Wood flew out to center field his last time up. There misses again. 2-2. When Watts has been in the zone, he's had his way. High fly ball back behind home plate. Tice Jackson watches it bounce on the cage. Still 2-2 for Jackson Wood. The only runners of the day so far for South Putnam have gotten on base via the hit by pitch or the walk. There's a drive, though, to left center. How about it? First base knock of the day. Jackson Wood atones for his sins in the field. He's going to try and make it 3. Wood all the way to third. A triple for Jackson Wood to start off the bottom of the 4th inning.
Boy, Jackson, great contact here. Didn't quite see the third base coach's signal because there was a misplay by Cloverdale. Probably could have got Jackson around. Jackson felt like there was going to be a play at third and slid. If he stays on his feet, he probably rounds third and scores here because, again, missing the cutoff, if he's on his feet, he does score.
Hayden Switzer up now. Swings at a bad pitch. He's down 0-1. It did take the center fielder for Cloverdale, Nick Winders, and the left fielder, Nick Hull, quite a while to get to that ball here in left center. As now a ground ball or a deep fly from Switzer could score the first run of the day for South Putnam.
See if that gives them a little life, a little juice here. They've been kind of flat throughout the first couple innings here. If there was kind of a pregame favorite, it would have been South Putnam, but give all the credit to Cloverdale. They've really taken them to them.
South Putnam maybe came into this tournament as the favorite. Of course, all 4 teams in this tournament have had rough years. Only 14 wins combined between them, I believe was the number you told me earlier.
Yep.
And that's not going to get it done from Hayden Switzer. Fly ball in the infield. And Watts does it himself, so one away.
Got to help yourself here. You got a man in scoring position with just one out. You got to find a way to put the ball in right field, hit the ball on the right side of the infield, do something, again, to give yourself a little spark, a little life, some reason to keep coming up there and attacking at the plate.
Devin Kishon to the plate for South Putnam now. See if he can get the job done. He struck out his last time up. So Jackson Wood, after making that mistake in the field last inning that allowed Cloverdale to score a bit later, makes up for it with a triple.
A solid triple that really, again, could have been a triple with a unforced error inside the park if he would have had a little bit more savvy on the bases.
Grounder up the middle. Wood headed home. No throw to the plate. Cloverdale will trade a run for an out as Kishon brings in a run and scores Wood from third base. South Putnam on the board here in the bottom of the fourth rather.
The next batter, right fielder, Hunter Crone.
Great play. Again, take the out. The ball was not hit hard enough to the shortstop for there really to be a true play at home. Take the sheer out. You give up the run, but the out at that point is more important.
Hunter Crone up now. As he flies one foul towards the right field line. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. There's that off speed as Watts fits one in the outside half. It's one of the few breaking balls he's worked in for a strike. See if he gives Hunter Crone another one. It was indeed. Dropped third strike as Watts uses the breaker for the last out of the inning. But not before South Putnam could tack on their first run of the day. A bit of confusion out there in the field, but home plate umpire signals that Crone was out at home plate. So 3-1 Putnam, or excuse me, Cloverdale leading South Putnam after a triple from off the bat of Jackson Wood, and then he was brought in by Devin Cashin. Be back in a bit here on ISC.
Hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and touchdown.
Wow. And are looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got music. Look at this one again. The time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
South Putnam cuts into the Cloverdale lead here in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament on the ISC Sports Network. It's 3-1. Cloverdale leading South Putnam as we enter the top of the fifth here at Greencastle High School. Start things off here in this inning will be the first baseman TJ Hagamasi for Cloverdale. He's singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. Another grounder. Switzer can't handle it at second. The throw not in time. They do bang him out. So Switzer with a nice play after it bounced right off his chest. See there the bobble, the wherewithal to pick it up and make the throw.
TJ was struggling to get down that first base. He was grinding, he was definitely grinding, but great job. Again, love the fact there was no panic at shortstop there, and great job of executing the play.
So now Nick Winters walked his last time up, takes a strike from John Hodge. Hodge finished off the last inning for Hunter Crone, who couldn't quite make it through the fourth inning in his start. And there, Hodge strikes out the 3-hole for Cloverdale as Winters goes down looking.
Big out by Hodge there. Winters again thought the ball was a little outside. With 2 strikes on you, you got to protect the play a little bit more.
So 2 down now for Tice Jackson. Jackson fouls it off. Hodge pounding the zone. After we saw Hunter Crone struggle with accuracy through the first few innings of this game, John Hodge has been right around that low part of the strike zone, right where you want to be. Hasn't given Cloverdale too much to work with. Nice off speed, just misses inside there to Tice Jackson.
Much better control, Mike, by Hodge than we saw early on in this game. He's making Cloverdale hit the ball, which is what happens there. But still, again, don't give them runs, don't give them base runners. Hodge has really come in and done exactly what Coach Rhodes has won, and that is throw strikes.
That's Tice Jackson's first hit of the day, a single right back up the middle.
Great job by Tice of just taking the ball right where it was delivered, right back up the middle. Nice job of getting a base runner.
Nick Smith up now with a man on and 2 outs. He fouls one back. Smith has struck out and grounded out over to Desmarais at third base. Liner caught there by the second baseman for South Putnam, Tanner Pistelli. That ends the top of the 5th, so it looked like Cloverdale might be rallying something, but Pistelli makes the play in shallow right to end the half inning. South Putnam will have the bats when we come back here on ISC.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
It's the bottom of the 5th inning here at Greencastle High School in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament. Cloverdale leading South Putnam 3-1 with Parker Watts still on the mound for Cloverdale. He's looked strong, although he gave up a run last inning thanks to a triple from Jackson Wood. He was later brought in off a ground ball from Devin Cashon. Now it'll be the current pitcher, unless we have a pinch hitter, which I believe we might, for South Putnam. We'll see who South Putnam decides to send to the plate. Looks like it could be Drew Typin. And it is indeed. As Typin steps up, hitting .231 on the year with a handful of RBIs.
Number 9, Drew Typin.
Coach Rhodes trying to somehow get some action here and get some base runners. It feels like this pinch hitter definitely would work in his favor.
Typin takes strike one. South Putnam was fairly unsuccessful the first time round. They saw Parker Watts. We'll see if there's an adjustment period for Typin as well. He's quickly down 0-2. It looks like there might be a bit of a learning curve.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've really been impressed with Watts all game. And it's a little control issues. If that breaking ball can just get over the plate, he will make his life a lot easier.
Oh, and there it is. He's been unable to fit that breaker in. Bad miss in front of Tice Jackson, the catcher.
Yeah, Tice has been a little more busy than he wants to be as a catcher with Watts. But again, give Tice a lot of credit. He's calling a great game, and really Watts has pitched a pretty good game other than a little bit of control issues.
The 2-2 strikes out Typin. Fastball right on the inside half as Parker Watts goes back to what he does best and earns another strikeout to bring up Dylan Crone, the center fielder for South Putnam.
Hey, what Parker, good-looking kid, really strong build, athletic-looking, really brings the heat. Has done a nice job all day.
That's Watts' 7th strikeout of the day as Crone tried a bunt attempt and didn't pull his bat back. So that's a strike there on a bad pitch from Watts.
As ineffective really as South Putnam has been, you don't want to just give strikes to Watts because Parker really has done a nice job. They just can't lay off that high fastball, and it is ahead early 0-2.
Good spot from Watts on the 0-2, but he just misses low and away. It looked like Tice Jackson wanted that pitch up in the zone, and Watts missed the target. Crone gets a bat on a ball, but can't put it fair. As he stays alive. The 1-2 from Watts. And he fools Crone there. Drop third strike is Tice Jackson there to make the play behind the plate, bodying that ball up out of the dirt. The 8th strikeout of the day for Watts as he continues to mow his way through this South Putnam lineup.
He's been impressive. I give Parker all the credit. He's again, I really felt like that even though South Putnam has struggled, I just felt like with all the injuries, and if this is Cloverdale's third pitcher, third best pitcher, I would have loved to see 1 and 2. I know talking with Coach Bass was disappointed in some of the injuries and academic issues, but I tell you what, Parker has delivered thus far for him.
He's ahead now here to Aiden LeBlanc, the catcher, who has struck out and has been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, early on in the game, we have both pitchers kind of taking aim at some of these hitters here. We, nothing intentional, but control was certainly an issue early on.
Strike 3, another K for Parker Watts. His day of dominance continues as his team leads 3-1 when we come back for the bottom of the 5th here on ISC.
For the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marriott. There you go.
And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane? Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for Della
Hands all alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Cloverdale leading South Putnam 3-1 here on the ISC Sports Network. Parker Watts on the mound for Cloverdale has been fun to watch. Pounding the zone, throwing a lot of strikes and racking up the strikeouts. But now it's John Hodges' turn to try and return the favor.
And really, Mike, John's pitched well. He's been in here, he came in for relief and really has done a nice job, has shown great control and accuracy. As soon as I say that, he's way outside. But he really has done a nice job of giving South Putnam a chance here in the latter part of the game.
Braden Blevins to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk here today. Has himself a 2-0 count in the top of the 6th inning. You get 3-0.
Very glad I gave the kiss of death to Hodge here because I said he really had done a pretty good job, and it starts out 3-0.
3-0 and 3 bad misses here
yes,
right off the bat.
It hasn't been close yet.
4-pitch free pass for Braden Blevins. Cloverdale has a man on first base. After Blevins draws his second walk of the day to bring up Jack Havener. 0 for 2. He did reach his last time up after Jackson Wood made an error at first base a couple innings ago. A hit and run. On to second goes Blevins. No contact from Havener. Couldn't connect with the fastball from John Wood, but Blevins does make it up to second.
Great job of staying aggressive by Coach Bass, and I just like it. I like, make South Putnam make plays. I think that's the one thing that, that people underestimate is, putting the bat on the ball. Now a single here, anything on the right side, it advances Blevins and gives you a chance to add to your lead.
There's a chopper to the right side. Pistelli makes the out at first. Blevins moves on up to third base. So a productive out there from Jack Havener as he moves the runner over.
Great job by Jack. Did exactly what Coach Bass wanted to see happen. Now again, another hit or put contact ball on the right side, got a chance to score Blevins.
Zach Nees up now.
Zach's had a very productive game thus
He's
far.
been the best hitter of the game so far with a double and a single. His last single drove in a run. He's got another man in scoring position now with Blevins at third. Hard foul ball there from Zach Nees. He's down in the count 0-2. Ground ball, Switzer throws to the plate, again unable to make a play at the dish. Blevins got there in a hurry.
Just not enough on the hit by Niche. Really should have just got the easy out there. I understand why you're trying to get but there was no force there. And again, nice job by the catcher of not making something worse. But great job of base running by Cloverdale and advancing the runner and scoring again.
Corey Bennett up now for Cloverdale. He's had a tough day at the plate, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 4-1 Cloverdale now. With Nees on first base. And Bennett with an 0-2 count.
With the day he's had, I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to bunt and do something. I know probably not what he wants to do here, but you got to find a way. When you're struggling at the plate, you got to find a way to get on base, prolong this this at bat somehow, but you got to make contact.
We've seen a couple back picks now from Aiden LeBlanc trying to maybe catch Zach Nees sleeping over there at first base. Bennett stays alive, fouls one off. Hodge misses just up and in to Corey Bennett, the 9-hole hitter for Cloverdale.
Corey just has to find a way to stay alive here.
2-2. Ground ball in fair territory. Demerette can't handle it. Knees to second base. Floater to the left side, and it looked like Demerette might have been able to get it off the backhand, but he misplayed it, and it trickled into left field.
Nice job by Ryan in staying alive here. Neese again just advanced his runner to second base. Good to see Ryan having success after struggling, going 0 for 2 early.
So John Hodges' day is done after that play, and we'll take a quick break as South Putnam changes things up on the mound with Cloverdale up 4-1.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Because that's
Pitching change for South Putnam. As out of the game comes John Hodge. Into the game now from first base is Jackson Wood.
I thought John Hodge really, again, I gave him the kiss of death because I'd said going into this inning he really had done a nice job. And anytime an announcer does that, of course, it's just kind of a, it's not going to go well for him. But really, Hodge, up until that inning, had done a pretty good job.
So now it looks like it's Brandon Demerette at first base for South Putnam and Hunter Crone over to third. Parker Watts at the plate. Quickly down 0-1 after that fastball. 2-man on for Cloverdale. Only one down after South Putnam tried to make a play at the plate instead of taking the out at first base.
Yeah, Parker trying to help his cause a little bit. If he can just find a way to increase that lead, he's done a fantastic job, really at the plate and on the mound.
He's grounded into two fielders' choices to Hayden Switzer over at shortstop. He walked his first time up. Wood to the plate, misses high. Both Greencastle and North Putnam have since arrived here at the field as they await their turn to square off in the county tournament. That game will be played 45 minutes after the conclusion of this one here. We have that for you as well right here on the ISC Sports Network, covering the entire Putnam County tournament. Two from Wood. They're going to try and pick off Knees. They almost had him at second. South Putnam has paid a lot of attention to Zach Knees on the base paths. Wood almost gets a piece of Parker Watts there. Watts has to back away, and now it's a full count.
Great job of battling. I always love to see, kids at the plate. Again, great eye making the pitcher throw strikes.
Full count walk. That's how Jackson Wood starts out his stint in relief. Bases are loaded for the first time today. And it's this 2-hole hitter for Cloverdale, TJ Hagamasi. 1 for 3 so far.
TJ's made contact today, some nice contact, had a good morning game at bat.
He singled his first time up, it's ground into a fielder's choice and grounded out to Switzer over at shortstop. So Wood now working out of the windup. Gets another one past Hagamasi, 0-2. Strikeout here would be big for South Putnam, maybe to gain some momentum heading into the bottom of the 6th. Fly ball up out of play. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield fly rule is in effect. If Hagamasi were to float one up in the infield, it would have the potential to be called infield fly, in which case he would be out by default.
Great job by TJ. He's just battling, and saw that earlier with an at-bat. But I like to see kids just battle, and again, just see if the hitter can make the pitcher make a little bit of a mistake here.
Not so, as Jackson Wood finishes off TJ Hagamasi. Big strikeout there, 2 down now. But South Putnam not out of the woods yet. They still have Nick Winters to go through.
Couldn't agree more. But great job again of just delivering that high fastball by Jackson. Nice job.
Then Wood works a strike 1 against Nick Winters.
Jackson's given us a little bit of everything here. He's really done a nice job with his off-speed pitches as well as his fastball.
That one misses inside just below the kneecaps. Zach Nees, the lead runner on third base. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Strike 2. So Wood with an opportunity to work out of quite the jam here after he walked Parker Watts. Delivery from the righty. Strike 3. A couple of huge strikeouts from Jackson Wood. Let's see if South Putnam can get things going when we come back for the home half of the 6th here on ISC.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Parker Watts out for another inning of work for Cloverdale. His team leads 4-1 here entering the bottom of the 6th inning at Greencastle High School in Game 1 of the Putnam County Tournament. It's been mostly Cloverdale here to start things off today. We have 3 games for you here on the ISC Sports Network. After this, it's Greencastle and North Putnam. Then after that, the championship game. But first, we have to finish up this contest. As that man there, Parker Watts, has been stellar up on the bump for Cloverdale. I want to thank McAllister Reynolds for providing the lifts today. If you need to move dirt or get 80 feet up in the air, contact McAllister's Reynolds. Tanner Pistelli at the plate for South Putnam. Fouls went off. He's down 0-1.
Be anxious to see if South Putnam can figure out Watts. He's really done a nice job with 9 strikeouts as we enter the bottom of this 6th inning.
Maybe closing in on a 10th here as Pistelli fouls another one off. Down 0-2. Ground ball, left side. Making the play over at third, Nick Smith. Throw across the diamond to beat Pistelli, 1 away.
Nice job by Nick Smith. Kept his poise, followed the ball, took the ball on after the third hop, and just kind of with great accuracy threw him out at first. Nice job by Nick.
Brandon Demeret to the plate now. He grounded out to the pitcher, Parker Watts. His last at bat. Got beamed back in the 1st inning. Nice off-speed pitch. As there you see that 12-6 curve from Parker Watts. It just missed the zone, but
like the pitch though, Mike.
That was one of his better off-speed pitches that we've seen here this morning. 2-0 to Demeret. He's had a good season with South Putnam at the plate so far. He's got himself a hitter's count, 3-0.
Yeah, definitely going to make Parker throw a strike here, as he should. And let's see if they can get a base runner on here, they being South Putnam.
Parker Watts offers up a 4-pitch walk to the 3-hole man for South Putnam to bring up Jackson Wood, the man who had the first hit of the day off of Watts, a triple to the wall in left center. We do have a pinch runner. Michael LeBlanc will run for Brandon Demeret. So Wood to the plate, who's put 2 balls in the outfield here today, one of them being that triple.
See if Jackson can help himself as he now is on the mound here. See if he can help himself. Again, just looking for anything, any kind of contact advance the runner. Again, Jackson had a shot last time up.
Parker Watts testing the new runner, Michael LeBlanc, who was picked off the base paths, not by Watts, but by a heady play from Braden Blevins, the shortstop, after LeBlanc overran third base.
Parker having a little trouble finding the strike zone here in this bottom of the 6th.
They almost had LeBlanc at first, a close call. Cloverdale dugout thought it was out number 2. Great look from our ISC crew. It looked like LeBlanc might have had his hand in there. Now LeBlanc takes off, but Wood fouls one back.
Like Coach Rhodes' attitude. Again, don't sit back and let's just see if we can advance the runner here, whether it's a strikeout or not. It's a hit and run. I like his philosophy there of trying to make something happen and put a little pressure on this Cloverdale defense.
And now LeBlanc caught in the rundown. The throw to second. In time. 2 outs. Parker Watts picks off another base runner.
You know, if there's one thing that Coach Bass and Coach Rhodes would probably be disappointed in this game is just the poor base running by both clubs. Really have cost them runs, and you just can't get picked off. It's something that both coaches will go back and talk about and learn from as they get ready to advance into the next rounds.
Well, and look what could have happened. Wood lines one into left. So instead of a runner in scoring position, there's 2 outs and just a man on first after Jackson Wood's second base knock of the day.
And I tell you what, Jackson's had a really good day. I mean, he really, again, he has figured out something that the rest of his teammates haven't, and that is how to put the ball in play against Parker.
Hayden Switzer up now as Watts continues to pay attention to these South Putnam base runners. Wood definitely the only South Putnam hitter with any success against Parker Watts, has the only 2 hits against him. Switzer fouls that out of play. Two outs and a man on first.
And I tell you, I know Jackson had a triple last one, but he really turned on that line drive down the left field. That was actually a little more impressive than even the triple because of how much the bat he got on the ball.
Slides back safely there. 2 outs and deep into his start. A little surprising that Watts is paying this much attention to Wood with a modest lead over there at first base, but he has picked off a couple runners. There, Switzer fouls one back and now is down 0-2.
Parker looking for his 10th strikeout here. Anxious to see if he'll come back with that high fastball or a little bit of an off-speed pitch here.
Instead, it's another pickoff move. Almost got by the first baseman, TJ Hagamasi there.
Great job by TJ fielding that kind of errant throw by Parker.
0-2 from the righty. A bad miss high. Easy watch there for Switzer. Switzer and South Putnam using the play card system. Both teams using it. A system that has become more and more popular throughout high school baseball and the younger ranks. Instead of calling out the signals, just using numeric system worn on the wrist.
Well, the nice thing is you're taking a lot of the guesswork out, and the kids are used to it. There's a lot more communication, a lot better situations in general.
Easy fly ball for Winders in center field, and that ends the bottom of the 6th. It looked like South Putnam might have been stringing something together there, but they had a man picked off and couldn't move anybody past second base. It's still 4-1, Cloverdale leading here on the ISC Sports Network.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
So there you see the teams that we'll see later after this game. After Cloverdale and South Putnam, we have Greencastle and North Putnam here at the Putnam County Tournament in Greencastle, Indiana, and at Greencastle High School. First, we've got to get through this one, though. It's relatively close, but Cloverdale has carried the day thus far. South Putnam has been unable to get things sorted out at the plate. Still only 4-1, but it maybe feels like a bigger lead than that for Cloverdale.
Well, I'll tell you what, Parker Watts has really done a great job. He's really thrown a gem all game, but he's been on the verge a couple times of, South Putnam would not keep beating themselves with some untimely poor base running. They've been close, and even though the score indicates it is 4-1, it really doesn't seem like it's that close.
So now Cloverdale comes up with a chance to add to their lead. Tice Jackson, the catcher, to the plate. Singled his last time up, 1 for 3 on the day. Top of the 7th with the winner of this game moving on to the county championship game.
We talked about earlier, Mike, Tice Jackson's had a little bit of a busy day behind the plate, as good as Parker has been throwing for Cloverdale.
He's giving him a little workout back there.
Yeah, he's been moving. He's forced to move a little bit, and so been a good day for him.
Ground ball, Switzer at shortstop. Makes it look easy for South Putnam, and there's one away.
Nice job by Switzer there. Again, I like the way that he, let the ball just kind of get to him, did not attack, and really played it off about the third hop, and then just kept his poise, made a great throw, perfect strike to first base.
So now Nick Smith, the third baseman for Cloverdale. He flies one out of play down the first base line. 0-1 facing Jackson Wood. Wood, who pitched well to end things last time Cloverdale was at the plate. Struck out the 2 and 3 hitters, TJ Hagamasi and then Nick Winders. Soft grounder to the right side. Costelli makes the play. 2 down as the middle of the infield teams up here in the top of the 7th inning to make a couple outs.
The next batter, the shortstop, Ray Levin.
Well, the biggest thing right now, if you're South Putnam, give yourself an opportunity. How does that happen? Make this a 1-2-3 inning, and then allow yourself a chance to get your bats alive.
So now it's Blevins, and there's 3 outs as the defense for South Putnam takes care of business in the top of the 7th. Last call for South Putnam when we come back for the bottom of the 7th here on ISC Sports Network. They're down 3.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Parker Watts for Cloverdale going to try and finish this one out here in the 7th with his team up 4-1 over South Putnam. Mike Folta, Coach Lance Shive here alongside you on the ISC Sports Network. The bottom of the 7th inning brought to you by eShield Security, providing security protection for your home or business, and powered by quality Honeywell products. Endeavor eShield helps protect what you cherish the most. Call 1-800-922-6677 today for a free on-site security quote.
Your Coach Rhodes in South Putnam, you just need base runners. So you're going to find any way to get on base. You know, again, make, watch, throw strikes, bunt, do anything that you've got to do, but don't hurt yourself. But find a way to get guys on base as often as possible.
Devin Kashan to the plate for South Putnam, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. That stat line is fairly similar amongst his teammates. Watts on the bump has been dominant and is going for a complete game. Ten strikeouts to his name. He's given up only 2 hits, both of them coming at the hands of Jackson Wood, the South Putnam first baseman. Kashan washes a ball in the dirt from Parker Watts. The 3-1. Fouled up towards right field. Knees diving and can't make the play. This is exactly what South Putnam needs. Kashan all the way to third base. How about that?
Again, that's one of the first shots over there to Knees to right field. Again, really been a nice job all game by Parker, and then Knees just couldn't quite get there. Great job of base running, understanding the misplay in the outfield to get all the way to third base.
So a man in scoring position already for South Putnam with Hunter Crone at the plate.
Hunter started the game at pitcher for South Putnam, trying to help his team now as they are at their last at-bats in this game, unless they can make something happen.
Crone has struck out twice on the year, or excuse me, on the day, a 167 average so far on the season. He takes strike 2.
Umpire's been very kind with the outside call. And Parker has been more than obliged by putting the ball out there quite often.
Off speed, swung on and missed. One away as Crone goes down swinging for the 3rd time.
And we've talked about this, Mike. If Parker's done a nice job with that fastball, and as the later innings have come around, have really made some nice pitches with his off-speed pitch.
John Hodge up now. He fans on the first pitch he sees. Well, it looks like we've got a new batter. This is going to be Dawson Cash for South Putnam. As Hodge exited the game at pitcher, now Cash batting in that 8-hole spot. Ground ball, Blevins at short. Throw to first. In time. 2 down.
Good thing is South Putnam was able to get a run across. Close play at first base.
Great look from our crew, and it looked like they got it right.
Yeah, great. I tell you what, that's the one thing I give these guys in blue a lot of credit. They, 9 times out of 10, normally 10 out of 10, they get it right. South Putnam was able to get a run across, but now they're down to their last out.
And it's Dylan Crone at the plate. Crone takes strike 1, so the bases are clear. Parker Watts can pitch with nobody behind him. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Winner of this game advancing to the county championship game to be played later this afternoon. Great spot from Watts there, right at the knees. 0-2. Watts from the windup. Strikes out Crone to end the game. Another strikeout for Parker Watts. He finishes with 12 on the day in a dominant, complete game performance, only giving up 2 runs. South Putnam just couldn't string the hits together, really string the base runners together, as there weren't many of either. As Cloverdale only puts up 4 runs, but it feels like they dominated this game from start to finish.
Well, I tell you what, Parker was the catalyst here. Poetic, and really was something that was really great to see. Glad to see him get a 10th strikeout to end the game. But really, I thought that Cloverdale was attacking early. Their bats were alive. And then Parker Watts really pitched a great game. And to his credit, he didn't get rattled when South Putnam made a few runs and got base runners on base. But hats off to Cloverdale, advancing to the championship game later today.
So we will see Cloverdale and Parker Watts again. Watts won't be on the mound, but we'll see him in the lineup. After this, we have North Putnam and then the host school, Greencastle. That game will start in roughly 45 minutes or so, as the teams are out on the field now, warming up and about to take infield and outfield. Our player of the game, our Endeavor Communications post-game show, is Parker Watts, without a doubt. Drew 2 walks at the plate, didn't do too much at the dish, but his pitching performance was all that you need to look at really in this first game.
Well, I thought his defense behind him really helped him out at times, but really Parker had a great plan, executed that plan very well. Parker Watts, deserving 10 strikeouts. Definitely was the star of the game for Cloverdale, and is our player of the game, and really is the main reason why Cloverdale is advancing to the championship game later this afternoon.
Stick around. We'll see you in a little bit under an hour for Greencastle and North Putnam right here on the ISC Sports Network.